Scooby-Doo, I wanna be like you. Scooby-Doo, I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You say it's true. Scooby-Doo, can act like me. Scooby-Doo, can like to be human too.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal Exploring, your number one stop for all things theme park related. My name is Scott, and you're watching the number one stop, like I said, for theme park content around Southern California. Welcome, everybody. Today is it's an exciting video for me because Knott's Berry Farm always announces stuff, but they don't announce really big stuff. And in my personal opinion, this is a big announcement. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday, on Thursday, they announced that we will be getting a brand new 4D interactive dark ride, which is called Knott's Berry Tales.
Boy, how I still remember my first journey to the fair. The whole family crammed into that old delivery truck as we traveled through a frog forest, a fortune teller's camp, and a very weird woods. Ma and Pa always warned us to keep our eyes peeled for that pie-napping, crafty coyote. And with the big 100th anniversary coming up, what better time to gather my little cubs and return to the...
Knott's Berry Tales, Return to the Fair. An all-new 4D interactive ride. Coming summer 2020.
There's a lot of back history with this particular attraction in the 70s and 80s at Knott's Berry Farm, because this is a new attraction, but it's also not a new attraction. There's a lot to talk about regarding this, so I'm going to be breaking down the full details of Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair, which is opening next year, summer of 2020 at Knott's Berry Farm. We'll be breaking out all the details, sharing my honest thoughts, because I got a little backlash for my thoughts on Twitter, and I want to touch up on that a little bit more as well, because a lot of people misunderstand my opinions. But we're going to touch up on all of that and exactly all the information that you need to know about Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair at Knott's Berry Farm, where it's located, etc., what's going to be in the ride, all of that good stuff. But first and foremost, make sure to check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. Click that subscribe button if you want to see more theme park related stuff with those bell notifications on. We got a lot of big videos coming out very, very soon. After this, I'm going to be filming my breakdown of all the SeaWorld stuff that you can experience during the holiday season. We're going to be out tomorrow, which is Saturday. We're going to be out at Disneyland, checking out all their holiday stuff. It's a smaller holiday, and visit our website SoCalExploring.com for detailed theme park updates and all that good stuff regarding everything around Southern California attractions. But enough rambling, let's get into all the juicy details about Knott's Berry Tales. Alright, I'm reading this real quick from my website, my article that I wrote. I'm going to read this exactly how it is, just to give you guys a little bit of taste on what it's going to be, and then I'm going to break down a little bit of what I think it's going to be. The newly reimagined attraction will immerse riders in show scenes such as the Boysenberry Pie Factory, Frog Forest, Fortune Teller Camp, Thunder Cave, and Weird Woods, all which were favorite scenes from the previous dark ride in the 70s. This storyline will pick up 34 years later, where Crafty Coyote and his pups intend to steal Boysen and Bear's Boysenberry pies that have won blue ribbons in the county fair. As guests board their vehicles, they will use jelly blasters in order to take back the stolen pies. The full experience will be completely immersive and take riders on an interactive adventure through the whimsical scene. And that was all coming from my article, which I wrote from the Knott's press release that they sent out. Now, this ride has a lot of potential, and like I said, I got a lot of backlash on this on Twitter because I tweeted out that I don't think that Knott's is going the route that they should be going in particular. And don't get mad at me for that. I definitely think that it's such a good idea for Knott's to be fixing all the stuff that is not ironically is not going very well. Like this will be replacing a Voyage to the Iron Reef, which we have seen very downhill in attendance and guest rider attendance and all that stuff. So it's not really good. So I'm happy that they're retheming the stuff that needs to be fixed, such as Bigfoot Rapids. Now they rethemed it to Calico River Rapids. All I was saying in my tweet was the fact that I'd like Knott's to expand into bigger attractions such as Hang Time. I mean, they opened up Hang Time in 2018, which was an amazing roller coaster. It still is an amazing roller coaster, super big. But then in 2019, this year, they rethemed the Bigfoot Rapids, which was cool and all, but it's not as amazing as some would say. And now in 2020, we're just getting a retheme of an attraction that's the exact same attraction, but just with a different storyline. That's my one complaint. But other than that, I can see the other side of Knott's fans where they see it as it's all tying into the same storyline, which I can genuinely see that. And I am happy for this interactive dark ride. Nonetheless, like I said, I don't hate any of these theme parks. I love all these theme parks. It's just I feel like I should give my honest opinion because I don't want to be just like another media mouthpiece where I'm solely just saying good things about all their announcements, because at the end of the day, consumer feedback is important, and I feel like I should give my honest opinion on certain things, and that's why I give my honest opinion on Twitter with that tweet. I'm not a Knott's hater. I love Knott's Berry Farm. That was like one of my first theme parks that I ever went to, and I'm excited for this attraction. I just wish that there was something more grand and spectacular. However, I am excited for this attraction, and I'm not hating on it whatsoever. But enough of that. What do I think of it? What do I think is going to be in it? Now, obviously, this is going to be the exact same ride layout as Voyage to the Iron Reef. If you've been on that, it's a 4D interactive dark ride, just as this one's going to be. You get on these kind of like weird looking 4-rider cars. There's another train attached to you, so in theory, it's 8 people that can fit in the train. And then you're equipped with these guns that most of them don't work on Voyage to Iron Reef, so I think that it's such a good idea for Knott's to be retheming this, because now they can go and fix the guns. They can go retheme the ride vehicles, which they are going to be retheming the ride vehicles, which are going to look really neat, and equip them with jelly blasters. And we're going to steal back Crafty Coyote's boysenberry pies that they stole from Boysen Bear and Girls and Bear and Boys and Bear. Kind of ironic, right? Like I said, this ride was a ride back in the 70s. It opened in 1975 and it closed in 1986. Very, very popular attraction from all Knott's fans. They love this. I've heard such good talks about this previous dark ride. This dark ride was actually designed by none other than Disney Imagineer Raleigh Crump, who has designed many beloved Disneyland attractions like It's a Small World. There's just been so many stuff that he's worked on, and the fact that he worked on this attraction makes me more hopeful because the storyline must be amazing. I mean, it's Raleigh Crump, for goodness sake. That guy was a genius. Now, the old attraction was an Omnimover dark ride. You just basically went through a bunch of scenes, and you went through the storyline and everything. It was an 8-minute ride. Very fun, very family friendly, and like I said, it was very well received by the public, and I still hear Knott's fans to this day talking about it. And now they're talking about it even more because the storyline is coming back 34 years later into this 4D interactive dark ride, so I think it's going to be really neat. I mean, Knott's knows what they're doing already because they already had a set storyline, so they can just basically incorporate that storyline and all of the fun stuff that they had in that dark ride into this dark ride in a new way because it is 4D and interactive. Here's the downside, however. The downside is it's a 4D interactive ride. I personally would have liked to see the dark ride like they had back in the 80s. I think that would have been really cool. Then again, people would have complained that it was just they're just bringing back the same thing. But then you have the other side of people that are saying like, oh, I would have loved to see that, and I would have loved to see that too. But I think this is a cool, neat way for Knott's to incorporate the 4D interactive experience and still use that old storyline, which I'm really excited about. The concept art already looks really neat, and I hope that it stays true to that. Now, this is just a rumor, but Triotech, which is the company that designs the ride, I have heard that they are designing animatronics for this particular attraction to make more practical effects in the actual attraction, but that is just a rumor. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know. I think that would work well because if it's just like Voyage to the Iron Reef where there's a couple practical effects, not really that many at all, and it's just kind of screens that you're shooting at them, then it's going to be kind of lame. But if they can add in animatronics and such and more effects like that, I think it'll be really neat. And if they can theme around the whole, take for instance Toy Story Midway Mania, there's a lot of good theming around that whole showroom and everything. I wish that they do something like that with this particular attraction, and I'm hoping that they do. I have very high hopes for this. The whole area is going to get rethemed from the queue area, the entrance, to the top area, and the whole showroom and the whole ride vehicles. Everything's going to get rethemed, which I'm very excited about. I'm curious whether or not they're going to retheme the arcade and such. Oh, and the store. I'd assume so. I'd assume like that whole area from the Nautilus store, I think it's called, to the actual attraction is going to get rethemed. I just think that that's a need because I mean, you don't want to have Knott's Berry Tales attraction and then you get dumped into a gift shop called the Nautilus, which is a Voyage to Iron Reef themed. So I'm assuming they're going to retheme that whole area. I'm excited for the merchandise. There's going to be such cool merchandise for this attraction. And honestly, like, I'm excited for it because, like I said, Voyage to the Iron Reef, it was a good attraction when it first opened, but honestly, it started to go downhill. It wasn't upkept very well by Knott's, and a lot of people, or it was popular in the first like year and a half, and after that, not a lot of people went to it. However, with Knott's Berry Tales, since it's an old attraction, and since it was a Knott's favorite back then, I feel like this crowd level is going to be a lot bigger, and the ride's going to be a lot more popular, and Knott's will know that, so they'll keep up with it a lot more as far as refurbishments go and all that other stuff. They'll keep up with it a lot more since they know that the ride means a lot more to different fans of Knott's Berry Farm. Now, when can you ride Voyage to Iron Reef for the last time? Well, Knott's confirmed January 5th of 2020 is the last time that you can ride Voyage to the Iron Reef. If you don't know what Voyage to Iron Reef is, it is in the back boardwalk section directly across from the Charles M. Schulz Theater. And if you don't know where the Charles M. Schulz Theater is, go to where the bumper cars are at in the back of the park. So the last time you can ride Voyage to Iron Reef, like I said, is January 5th, which gives them about 6 months to work on the retheme, which is plenty of time for, especially if it's just a retheme. They're not doing anything with a building special or anything like that. They're just retheming the ride, so that gives them plenty of time to make this ride absolutely phenomenal. I'm super excited for it. Opening in summer of 2020. We don't have to wait long at all. Like, seriously, that's so close. Don't have to wait long at all. Knott's Berry Tales return to the fair. Oh, I'm so excited. Like I said, the Twitter ramble, it's just misinterpreted by a lot of people. I'm not a Knott's hater. I love Knott's Berry Farm so much, and I'm excited for Knott's Berry Tales to come to Knott's Berry Farm in the year 2020 summer season. Very exciting stuff. But if you want to keep up to date with all the other theme park stuff, make sure to subscribe with those bell notifications on, and visit our website, visit our website, SoCalExploring.com, and then visit our social media at SoCalExploring Media on Instagram and at SoCalExploring on Twitter. Positivity is key, everybody. Let me know in the comment section what you're most excited about for this brand new retheme of Voyage to the Iron Reef to Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair opening in summer of 2020. The holiday season is coming up, guys. So what's the new saying? Let's see. Stay jolly, everybody. Instead of stay spooky, stay jolly, everybody. I have been Scott. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace.
Everybody,